Married. Did he just tell you he's married? He just said that, right? Right. Right? What? You blinked up at him, questioningly. Tengen's eyes slowly narrowed, the smile on his lips becoming a frown, making his expression seem stern. His eyes that was once shimmering with delight was replaced with seriousness. I'm a married man, Yen-chan, he repeated, his voice soft as cotton, smooth as silk. However, it wasn't enough to comfort the knife-stabbing feeling in your beating heart. Married? You tested the words on your lips, chanting under your breath. Your heart felt heavy and your throat tightened to the point of being almost painful to bear. Like, as in, you have a wife? He could hear your voice break. No doubt you were on the verge of tears. This is what he was afraid of. He knew he had to tell you the painful truth sooner or later. If he would have told you this back in the ruins, no doubt you would have probably ran away from him. Not wife. I have wives, he says, watching as your beautiful colored eyes widened in both confusion and shock. Wives? At that, you immediately removed yourself from his lap, turning around to face him while sitting on your knees. W-I-V-E-S? In plural? Meaning he has more than one wife? You looked at him as if he'd suddenly grown two heads, like he was a stranger. It's gotta be a game, and the more your mind tried to process on what he was telling you, the more disheartened you became. Yes, I have 3 wives, he slowly says, those fuchsia eyes not once breaking eye contact from you. You felt stupid. You knew it was all good to be true. To think that a beautiful man like Tengen could be your primary Prince Charming on a snow-white horse coming to rescue you and ride you off into the sunset. Guess it was half your fault for not asking him if he was married or not. But even so, you hated yourself for not allowing him to lead you on to thinking he actually liked you, and to fear that he had not only 1, not 2, but 3 wives was more mortifying. 3? Why 3? Just what type of kinky Kong shit was this man into? Your heart wasn't as strong as you had hoped it would. This was certainly all too overwhelming to contemplate over. A very hard pill to swallow. I see. Your voice cracked again as you averted your gaze to the flower decoration on the coffee table, your hands gripping tightly onto the fabric of your kimono as you desperately fought back the tears threatening to fall from your eyes. Of course, you would have 3 wives. Your body shook. You are a beautiful man, after all. You can have all the women in the world if you wanted to. You say weakly. In truth, you desperately wanted this to be some kind of twisted joke. It's gotta be a joke. You didn't want to believe what he's talking about, but was it actually true? I mean, why would he wait to tell you this now? Just when your feelings for him were beginning to blossom in your heart, and he tells you he's married? Though it really shouldn't have come to a surprise, since you figured as much, considering how sexy Tengen is. He seems to attract to anything he considers flamboyant, and you figured you were anything but. You thought he was sweet, erotic, and perhaps a little annoying from time to time, but you found him rather charming. You'd been happy when he seemed to be fascinated by you, and your heart would burst from like a schoolgirlish kind of affection just to finally have someone paying attention to you the way Tengen did. Yin. His voice is soft when he calls your name. You felt something wet land on your lap, and you realized you had been crying. The dam finally broke as you immediately wiped away them. Why were you crying? This shouldn't be bothering you as much. You hardly even knew Tengen well enough to be crying over him. Perhaps you really had gotten yourself into this deep. Maybe you had been desperate for love and acceptance. You had forgotten what's your accomplishment in life. You're a maid working in a shitty brothel. Sorry, you say, though you don't know why you're apologizing. Why are you telling this to me, Uzui? You laugh weakly, glancing up to him to see him staring at you with unreadable expression. You quickly try to play it off like it was affecting you in any way, shape, or form, as you pushed back your feelings and shot him a sad smile. You're in a brothel. We have lots of customers who are married men, so it's no considered to me as what goes on in your personal life. You tell him. However, Tengen wasn't stupid. It was obvious his confession hurt you more than ways than one. He was angry that you were desperately trying to play it off like it didn't happen, but mostly at himself for making you upset. Stop that, he immediately says. Don't give me that crap after I just made you cry a river. You bit your bottom lip, feeling your sorrow gradually being replaced with anger and envy as you mindlessly begin to stroke your hair anxiously. He was making you angry. You shouldn't ever gotten too emotionally attached. You always told yourself not to mess with married men. If what he's saying is true, then you refuse to be a home record, despite your feelings for Tengen. You didn't want to part ways. Your body acted without thinking as you immediately stood up and walked towards the door. Then get someone else, you jerk! Just before you tried to reach the soji door, Tengen rushed towards you and slammed his hand down on the door to stop you. You were taken aback by a speed that was exempting as your anger now became fear. Feeling him cage you in. Oh my, you slightly shaken at the thought of him forcing himself on you as your eyes widened, causing you nearly forgotten why he was here in the first place. Haven't you forgotten? You're still my maid, he says. I still have another hour with you, so if you leave now, you'll be in big trouble. What? Don't play dumb. I'm completely aware of the bullshit they're putting you in through here. I can hear you know. You growled under your breath. To hell with this and Lady Yatamoto as you turned around to face him as if you were intimidated. You bet your money that he found this cute. This confined bastard. You went to slap him only for him to catch your wrist and pin it above your head. That didn't stop you though, as you were still the perfect height to knee him however, your gasped when he didn't react. Not even a flinch, nor a grunt. Tengen only continued to stare down at you with a blank expression. Panicking slightly, you tried to wiggle free after realizing the situation you were in. Easy, kitten. No need for the hospitality, he finally spoke. Please, just hear me out. Why didn't you tell me you were a married man? You growled, glaring at him angrily. Because you didn't ask, he says, matter-of-factly, which only made you even more angry. Don't you dare put this on me! You're the one who led me on, jerk! You only grew more upset as tears began running down your face. You're absolutely heartbroken. You thought he was different. You felt betrayed. Please stop. You're going to make yourself sick, he tells you seriously. Not until you answer me. For a moment, he didn't reply, which is an answer in its own self, as you tried to wiggle yourself from his iron grip. Tengen sighs. Okay, I will, but first I need you to calm down. Unfortunately, he's right, as you slowly did as told and tried to get your emotions together. You closed your eyes before taking slow, deep breaths. That's it. Breathe, he instructs. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. You repeat as Tengen used his thumb to massage your wrist. To your dismay, it was working as you felt your sorrow and anger gradually disband. Though you were calm, you were still a bit upset with him. You soon felt him release you and back away, giving you some space as you slowly opened your eyes and looked at him. Now before you get things all twisted in your mind, I'll tell you. He starts before taking a seat. You soon did the same, wanting to listen intently. But I need to do this first. What are you Before you could question, your eyes widen when he gets on one knee and bends down forward, his hands atop the floor and supporting his tall, muscular figure as he was placed forehead onto the floor. Tengen is in front of you, kneeling in the traditional dozen position as you felt your heart skip a beat, realizing that he's sincerely apologizing to you. "I'm sorry," he says in a strict tone. He doesn't register your antherments, and perhaps a little panicked expression in favor of remaining bowed, his forehead against the cool tatami mat floor. "Forgive my insolence and disrespectful behavior towards you. I apologize for being an ass and not telling you that I'm wed. So please forgive me, Yin." You're surprised by the honesty in his tone, enough to break through your vexed and anxious-ridden facade. Tengen still doesn't dare to move, the fear of not forgiving him making its way to his nerves and pinning him in place. He didn't blame you, though. He is the one at fault, and honestly, if you were to even curse, punch, or slap him, he would gladly accept. Even another kick into the nuts. For a moment, you said nothing. So many emotions wrecking through you as you tried to find the proper words to say to him. Luckily, it doesn't take you long to grunt at a long, loud sigh. "Get up, Uzui-sama," you tell him, using his surname as red dusted your cheeks when he does so. Those beautiful eyes of his boring into your own is irised, looking you up and down. Tengen ornery smiles, not the gentle and welcoming look still within your eye-colored eyes indicate gaze as your explanation soft slightly, which makes him hopeful that you've forgiven him. There's still some honey in the tea as you sternly crossed your arms and made a pouty face. "But why didn't you tell me you were a married man?" you asked again, demanding to know why he would wait till now to tell you the dreadful news. "So why does he have 3 wives? Is it some kind of pazukado? Oh, wait, yeah, pazukatsu, or sugar daddy, or pimp. You didn't know, and you're sort of willing to hear him out, since he was kind enough to swallow his pride and get on his knees and apologize to you. You never had a man bow to you before." Tengen grins. "If I do, would you accept my apology?" The urge to slap him stupidly handsome's face is strong, but you digress. "I won't say unless you either have or come up with a good reason for lending me on and gaslighting me, thinking you love me." "I never would," he said. "Then quit stalling and speak, you cheater." You frown, scowl harder, and become more frustrated than annoyed. With that, Tengen finally caves. Before releasing a sigh, he runs a hand through his silver tendrils. "Fine, I'll tell you everything, I promise. No more secrets." But little did you know, what he's about to tell you would change your life forever. Hey guys, it's me. If you don't know, I have the entire Hashira, like all of the Hashira book for you guys. Some of the books are just 10 some of the books are 12, 13 chapters. I'm so sorry I couldn't get any longer, but I wanted to tell you that if you do want to listen to the other Uzui story I have right now, I'm going to post a link for my Patreon in the description. And by the way, the Patreon is completely free, so you don't have to pay a single penny. No worries. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I love you all so much. Bye. Mwah.